And as the sun has set here in the desert, it's time for a new dawn in Formula One. New regulations, radically different cars, and the most races in a season ever. It might just be 98 days since we rounded off the 2021 campaign, but as ever in Formula One, change is as good as a rest. And there will be no rest for the drivers around this 57 laps of the Bahrain International Circuit this evening. 3.36 miles, 15 corners, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. Overtaking should be a little bit easier with the new regulations. We've still got 3 DRS zones just to help that overtaking count. And down into turn 1, it's always competitive here. Alonso, Sainz and Vettel last season, 3 abreast going into that first corner. What will we see tonight with Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc on pole lining up on the front row? Turn 4, another good place to pass, but you've got to stay within the white lines. Max Verstappen didn't 12 months ago, and he had to hand that place back to Lewis Hamilton, and it cost him the race win. Meanwhile, down into turn 11, if you're brave enough, there might be a move there as well. Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes then on Sergio Perez. Back row then, Lance Stroll 19th, Nicholas Latifi starts 20th, Daniel Ricciardo only 18th for McLaren alongside Nico Hülkenberg, deputising for Sebastian Vettel, who had a positive COVID test. Yuki Tsunoda 16th, Guan Yu Zhou becomes the first ever Chinese racing driver in Formula One. Alex Albon now at Williams lines up alongside his old mate Lando Norris, who's 13th for McLaren, and Mick Schumacher, a career best 12th on the grid alongside Esteban Ocon for Alpine. In then to the top 10 we go, Pierre Gasly, 18 times last year he was in the top 10, he's there tonight too, alongside George Russell now at Mercedes. Fernando Alonso, his highest start here since 2013, alongside Kevin Magnussen, brought back into Formula One. Valtteri Bottas now at Alfa Romeo alongside his old teammate Lewis Hamilton on row 3. The second row has Sergio Perez starting 4th, where he started 7 times last year. Carlos Sainz, best ever start here, is 3rd, and that's where he starts tonight. Max Verstappen on the front row where the race was won from last year. Charles Leclerc with his second pole position here in Bahrain.
It's a brand new tyres. Now, the key players towards the front of the grid, and I must say impressively Kevin Magnussen too, have got a brand new set of soft tyres available to them. That'll give them more grip off the grid. It will give them more.
Brand new dawn for Formula One. It's the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. Brilliant start then for Charles Leclerc into the lead, and Hamilton has got half a car length, now a whole car length ahead of Sergio Perez. Into turn 4 from Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton on the inside then of Kevin Magnussen, and then comes Perez and Russell. See with these new regulations whether it is much easier to follow as a lock up there from Kevin Magnussen going into turn 1 gives half a sniff to Sergio Perez to try and get past. Wily old campaigner, might it be a front tyre ahead going down the hill.
We were talking, that's why Mick Schumacher ended up down the field.
Yeah.
What are we going to call that? Let's have another look at that.
Given where the contact was, he wasn't alongside.
Engine braking is doing funny things mid-corner.
Understood. Verstappen not happy with the sound of his engine. Now Kevin Magnussen's gone too deep into the first corner and he's allowed someone to pass him. It's the Alfa Romeo trying to make a move. Valtteri Bottas on Alex Albon.
That's a nice move up the inside of T8 as you close off the route to the corner. But Alex Albon is not giving up that easily.
What, like this?
Yeah, similar to that.
That's exactly what Val thought. That is an awful lot easier than it might have been this time last year. A Red Bull and a Mercedes going wheel to wheel.
4 comes right past me. They're so cumbersome. They're heavy at these tyres, but that is a pretty sweet stop. Nice work from Mercedes. He wouldn't have
Gone very deep there and then almost squirms his way off the track. Guan Yu Zhou is going to say thank you very much and take that place off Lewis Hamilton. So now
we've got this side. Okay, copy.
to 11th, the man ahead of him is Valtteri Bottas, his former teammate. Can't rely on team orders.
The net cost of pitting will be significantly greater than just stopping at your garage. Ted?
Here's Max Verstappen. Here is Max Verstappen into the pits. Let's see the Red Bull guys go about their work. That is not so bad. Is he going to be held up by the Ferrari coming in behind him? No, he's not.
Last year's race as Leclerc now comes in. Does Sergio Perez stay out? I rather think Sergio Perez could be staying out. No, he is. He's coming in for the Red Bull. So Perez stopping at exactly the same time. And right on the gearbox of Charles Leclerc. They've managed to, by stopping a lap earlier, with Max Verstappen give Ferrari something to think about here. Sparks makes his way into turn one ahead of Charles Leclerc. Tried to get past Leclerc as he came out of the pits, had to wait a lap, but now can Leclerc with DRS get back at Verstappen? We're heading towards turn four. This has been a bit of a problem for these two in the past. No problem this time for Charles Leclerc. Can he stay on track? And it's just as he retakes the lead from Max Verstappen.
This is from a very, very long way behind. Max is obviously in attack mode as well on his battery. And there it is. It looks like job done. And he still made the apex nicely. But Charles Leclerc just came straight back at him.
He's doing it again, he's going for it again, Max Verstappen, and he's got a quarter of a car length in front. Has got the DRS, this time he's got the inside line, forces Max a little bit wide, goes into turn four. Leclerc, for the second lap running, has retaken the lead and has come out of turn four ahead. Here he goes, he's doing it.
It's miles different. Oh, that's a big old lock up, Max.
Well, this time he locks up, and did you hear the cheers of the crowd, who are absolutely loving this under the lights in Bahrain. This time around, Charles Leclerc, with the aid of that lockup, has got the advantage going into turn four, and he should be far enough ahead to keep that advantage as well. Alonso pits for the Alpine. I want to see can Bottas get past Tsunoda. He's getting closer as they head down into turn one. Hard tyres going on the Alpine. Tsunoda comes out of turn.
Almost dead again, the tyres.
Well, some might say I'm not surprised the way you weren't looking after them in the opening stages, but is he now paying the price? Hamilton then coming in for another stop. Hard tyres go off, medium tyres go on, and he's going to come back out into this race behind Kevin Magnussen. This is in, and Max is on the medium compound tyre, which his teammate Sergio Perez has been using since his pit stop. So
surely see Ferrari having to react next time around.
well, they are. Box is the instruction that's come out from Ferrari to Charles Leclerc. So let's look at Max Verstappen's sector times as he's going halfway down the straight that leads to the final two corners. Ferrari, nice slick time, 2.5 seconds. The fans absolutely love that because he's still in the lead. Now he's got to warm up his tyres a little bit. Verstappen might just be coming at him for the next few corners, but
Okay, this is like 2 times that I take it easy on the outlap, and I could have easily been up front. I'm never ever doing it again.
so Perez to make his stop. 0.2 of a second difference between the two pit stops there in Ferrari's favour. He's going to go for it against his teammate Fernando Alonso. I think just keeps out of the way and makes that move a little bit easier for Ocon to take a point and then go and chase after Joe Guan Yu.
And we have less deck than Verstappen.
That's the sort of thing he wants to hear. It's turning into almost, Martin, redemption night for Charles Leclerc in Bahrain.
So far, but it was quite late in the day when he lost this race back in 2019. Deg, of course, means degradation if you're in the tyres, losing grip and performance if you're new to Formula 1. And
So look at this, Verstappen coming into the pits for a late pit stop.
that puts him behind Sainz then, doesn't it?
It certainly does, because Sainz has just gone through. Sergio Perez coming into the pits as well.
I'm certainly very happy. Oh my God, it's so
Coming in for Ferrari. So they've not reacted with Leclerc. They think he's safe and he's got a big enough gap. Verstappen is in trouble out there, and GP is trying to just keep him a little bit calm.
I wonder if he's got a...
Now, because we're going to get a safety car here, because Pierre Gasly's Alpha Tauri has overheated and has caught fire. The marshal straight on there with the extinguisher, but that is a very, very hot Alpha. The virtual safety car has been thrown. So Charles Leclerc did pit, as you can see, and is coming back out and will retain the lead of the race.
It's Max's favourite trick, isn't it?
Yep.
Trying to hustle the guy.
Look, Sainz is right on the tail of Max Verstappen as they head down the straight. Leclerc is away and off into the distance. Verstappen on the inside. inside, Sainz on the outside. Verstappen stays ahead, going into turn Verstappen. Then comes Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez. Hamilton, Russell, and then Kevin Magnussen. Behind Magnussen, Bottas, Ocon, and Mick Schumacher on the verge of points for the first time in his Formula One career. And is losing his cool, and he thinks he's losing his energy charging and his battery as well. And he might be about to lose second place here as well. Pulls out to the inside and overtakes Max Verstappen. Verstappen now be passed by his teammate Sergio Perez. Yes, he has been. And he's been passed by Hamilton, and he's been passed by Russell. And this, for the world champion, is certainly not the start he was anticipating from all the...
I'm losing power.
We've got 2 laps to go.
And he's now losing power too. So what's affected one Red Bull might be about to affect the other Red Bull. Hamilton closing in with DRS. Get close enough to Sergio Perez. Not on this occasion. You can see the bumps and the porpoising there that is just unsettling the car into that first braking zone. And Perez has been spun round. Sergio Perez has lost it on turn 2. And Red Bull not only retired from the race, but seen their other driver tumble out of the point. Formula One before from pole is going to win from pole again and start the season off with celebrations for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc wins the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it is a 1-2 finish for the Scuderia. Carlos Sainz comes home in second. Lewis Hamilton adds to his podium tally. It's podium number 183 for Hamilton. He comes home in third. Behind them, George Russell on his debut for Mercedes finishes fourth. Kevin Magnussen, welcome back to Formula One. He's fifth.
And P1.
Let's go! Let's go! Come on! That's exactly how we should start a season. Come on! 1-2, baby! 1-2! Yeah!
Sei un grande.
Volevamo lottare, Charles, hai lottato più di tutti, sei un campione, veramente, bravo, bravo, bravo.
Grazie Mattia, ragazzi, grazie davvero, siete dei grandi, siete veramente dei grandi. Mamma mia,